Phoenix Down Radio is on the air.
Welcome everybody to Phoenix Down Radio, episode number 145. I'm your host, Klauss Nightbringer, and joining me we have Taliz and Seyrr. What's going on, boys?
Woo.
It's been a weekend.
Yeah, it has been a weekend. It's been a pretty news-filled, action-packed weekend if you're a Final Fantasy XIV fan. We
got stuff.
We got lots of stuff to talk about tonight. We had our digital fan fest, and it sure was tear-jerking. Holy shit.
It felt exactly the same as every other fan fest I've ever gone to.
Have you gone to fan fest?
Yes, I went to one when I was in LA, and I sat in my Airbnb and watched it. I went to one right after I'd gotten back from South Korea, and I went to one while I was writing a paper in college.
Nice.
Meaning I watched all of them on a laptop because I just was not going to go.
Okay.
Okay, I was also fooled by that for a moment. Deceptive punk.
I mean, comparing it to my experience in 2016, it and actually even to some of the other ones that I watched online, and not to the fault of anybody who put it on, it just didn't have the same energy.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much that can be done about it. Like, if you're even on the stage, if you're performing to an empty auditorium because you're mostly performing for the cameras, it's going to come off differently.
Mm-hmm. And I could tell, but like I said, I think overall it was still a very informative and fun time. I enjoyed the pieces that I watched. But like I said, it without the people there, it lacked some of the energy. That's just my thought.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why like watching Shakespeare on film is very different from like seeing it performed live. There's a different energy when you have an audience. There's a different passion. There's a different uniqueness to it when you get to do it with everyone, as opposed to we're having a concert to an empty auditorium with the 20 of us. Like, it's weird.
I mean, they tried really hard. So I mean, I give them props, and like I said, for what they were forced to do, I thought they did a pretty good job. So cheers to the SE team. But I agree with Rory. I still want to go to another live one.
Yeah, without actually being able to spend time with people and talk and discuss and get hyped together, it just wasn't the same. I actually ended up watching the recordings of a lot of stuff later rather than doing it live, because it's like, okay, like, what a difference is it going to make if I find out a few hours later?
Mm-hmm. Well, some of it I think would have been a little more impactful if I'd caught it live, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But aside from that, how are you guys doing?
Amazing.
Go on.
I sold a car. I bought a car. I gave a car to my mom. I traveled to Portland. I bought a bunch of stuff from Pals. I ate bacon jerky. It's been a rockin' 4 days.
Pals is pretty awesome.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Those batch of people I knew from college, our spring break trip was to Pals.
Nice.
Nerd colleges.
Yeah.
And you, Seyrr, how are you doing?
Oh, just kind of like nothing especially bad or good. A lot of the library spring programs are wrapping up. We're gearing up for summer. Trying to figure out. We're starting to do the transition to some amount of the library being open, but only some, and still for like. The computer labs are going to be open, which is really nice for people who are lacking tech access. But still, there's been a lot of preparation around that, a lot of figuring out what to actually do for server programming. Stuff is still in a weird spot.
Well, like I said, I think a lot of people are just really unsure as to what's going to happen moving forward. I mean, people are getting vaccinated, which is good, but that also means a lot of governments and other cities, states, they're all starting to open up the restrictions, and I don't know about you, but I'm getting mixed feelings about a lot of it because there's just so much we don't know yet, and
moreover, just being in a place where it's like it feels hard to trust any of the institutions that are normally be like, okay, like normally, like before I thought, okay, there's a plan being made, there's stuff being worked out, it may not be ideal, but there is at least someone being like thoughtful about this. And now I feel that way less.
And I'm having a 4th of July barbecue, so there's that. We obviously are on different pages here.
Yeah.
And how it's all been handled is very different here in Minnesota versus up in the Seattle area versus the Bay Area. We're all experiencing COVID restrictions very, very differently. I think you guys are still pretty locked down in the Bay Area.
So we're at orange tier. It's a type. Part of it is just that like people are more conscientious. Like even with the new guidance saying if you're fully vaccinated, you can just go maskless. A lot of people who I know are vaccinated are still wearing masks, just as like a general, hey, we want to encourage this kind of conscientious behavior.
Mm-hmm. I am
like that's just the general vibe of the area,
and I appreciate that. Like I said, there's a couple of places around here that have fully embraced the maskless ideal, but I'm one who am more comfortable wearing a mask, when there's more than a few people around. Fortunately, my place of employment is still requiring masks.
Yeah, I'm
so
still largely working virtually. Also, bonus, if you go to hang out with friends, then you can go quoting Emmett Selk about let us cast aside pretense and reveal our true faces to each other when you take off your mask. Come on, is that not badass?
It's
I mean,
more.
you have to quote Emmett Selk, and I'm not sure if that's worth it.
That you get to ham it up.
If I needed a ham and cheese sandwich without the cheese and bread, there's options that are better than Emmett Selk.
He just wants to be remembered.
Everyone likes chewing the scenery. I like chewing the scenery.
Well,
is the scenery made of ham? Is that how that works?
If I had my whiteboard, I would be writing "Scenery is made of ham" because that is a wonderful quote that we could use for the title of the episode.
Well, as far as what I did the last couple weeks, I went to see family last weekend. Went up north to see my birth mom for Mother's Day. I saw my adoptive mom before Mother's Day. Let's see. And then last week I decided to trip over a box and hurt my knee pretty bad.
That sucks.
Don't do that.
So Thursday through yesterday I was gimping around for quite a while, and that really sucked. But fortunately,
you reminded me that Mother's Day happened. I completely forgot about that. My mom came up to visit because our birthdays are around the same time. So
I bought my mom a car, so I think I win Mother's Day, despite the fact that I don't celebrate holidays.
That's actually a very nice thing that you did for your mom.
I mean, was it a good car?
No. It was $900. It was bad.
It's better than the car she had.
It ran.
So I mean that's a positive right there. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, happy Mother's Day to the moms.
Definitely.
Glad that we have several of them, 4 of them, in fact, across the 3 of us.
Which is really crazy, but it is what it is. So
it's us. It's not the weirdest thing.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into some gaming community news. There's a little bit aside from 14 news to talk about. Let's start with the Final Fantasy XI news. Today, May 16th, marks the 19th anniversary of Final Fantasy XI's launch in Japan. How crazy is that?
Oh man, 2 more years and they can turn that Yagudo drink into actual booze instead of just saying it's grape juice. The stuff's grapes made with a dark crystal. It's booze.
So, I remember for Christmas, my buddies Chris and Andy and we all went to GameStop actually, no, I think it was EB. Like, it was that long ago.
Oh
We
my
all
gosh.
bought disc copies of Final Fantasy 11. And then as we were leaving, we realized that it was December and went, shit, we need to buy Christmas presents. And we all looked at each other, and I handed my copy to Chris. Chris handed his to Andy. We just went, okay, we all bought each other Final Fantasy 11. And then we all walked out. That was how we did Christmas that year.
It's not quite Gift of the Magi, but we'll take it.
It was good enough.
It worked.
And then we discovered we couldn't play together, and that didn't go well.
That's more sad.
Well, it was OG when you couldn't pick servers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that just means you re-roll over and over and over again, or someone starts and earns the 1,000 gil and then is like several levels ahead.
I thought it was
These were
a lot more than
definitely
1,000
reasonable
gil,
solutions.
Wasn't it like
It was a lot.
100,000 gil when it first started?
It was a lot.
Was it that much?
They dropped it like a few years into the game.
Like, I thought it was 1,000 when I first. God, that's absurd.
It was not good. It
Yeah.
was not good. But
Yeah.
it didn't matter. They didn't stick around. I obviously did, so it worked out okay. Yeah, 19 years. Congratulations, Final Fantasy 11. I have no idea how you're still going or how in the world you still have new content.
Yeah, but do.
I get the newsletter.
Yep, there's May updates going on. So if you're, and I think the free login campaign just ended. So
Yeah, but wait like 3 weeks and it'll be back. They have free login campaigns all the time.
that's true. Well, just like 14 does as well. But,
Are we gonna host the show from Final Fantasy 11 someday?
No,
Oh, God.
I don't
We
have it.
could.
I have it installed on my old PC. I don't have it installed on my new PC, and I don't have an active service account.
I mean,
I would have
all
to.
of these are fixable things.
It's true, but do I want to fix them?
Yes.
I
mean,
still remember
if-
my POL ID.
So do I. But if, like I said, if any day would have been the day to do it, it'll either be today or 1 year from now.
1 year from now would be the
You
day.
have 1 year, bro. There it is. You're solving the problem and you don't even know how. It's great.
I didn't realize that there was a problem here.
The problem is it's not installed on your current PC.
I don't see that as a problem. Moving
It's 11,
on.
man. You
All
got
right. So stepping back one, we've got the problem that you don't see it being not installed as a problem. It's okay. This may become a chain of deals thing, but we will work this out.
Is this where we're going to trade a paperclip for a house?
I have a better idea. How about we wait until the mobile version comes out?
Oh, you mean the one that was canceled?
Shh. Wink. The mobile version that comes out. AKA, we never have to do it.
And on that bombshell, there's some Final Fantasy VII news.
Something that did finally come out after 15 years of waiting.
Apparently, the pre-registration for the Final Fantasy VII The First Soldier closed beta is open. If you want to sign up and you are on an Android phone, you can go to their Google Play page and pre-register. It's not a guarantee that you're going to get in, but you'll have the chance maybe to play around and see if you enjoy shooting things in a Final Fantasy VII based game.
I mean, really, you can slap a Final Fantasy VII label on pretty much anything, and there will be people who are down for it.
I mean, I did sign up. I don't know if you guys are interested in it, but I will copy and paste the URL into the Twitch chat for those who are interested. That links to the SE News page where the link exists. It does not appear to be available for iOS yet, so all you iPhone users, I'm sorry.
Are you, though?
Well, I am sorry that they made a poor life choice and went with iOS, but...
Wow.
Worse.
I'm
I could have a
kidding.
phone that didn't work.
Well, my phone works just fine. Anyway, no, I mean, they've got it. Go ahead.
Why are we missing the prime opportunity to dunk on BlackBerry?
Well,
Those jokes are evergreen. Back me up here.
I don't know. BlackBerry sounds like a low-hanging fruit. See myself out.
No, that was good. I'm amused. Hold on.
Anyway, before
Slow
Klauss like
clap.
face palms into the
What?
end of the universe.
No, that was my first smartphone. Was a BlackBerry.
I think mine was a Windows flip phone. It was rough, bro.
All right, we could probably wax nostalgic on all of our different mobile devices, but we have a lot to discuss with Final Fantasy XIV. As we said, this weekend was the FanFest 2021 Around the World Digital Edition. And we got an extended trailer to start it all off, and that was pretty amazing.
Yeah. All the bits we'd seen before, plus some new shiny stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that, like, all of the Scions had a role to play in it this time.
The graphics were gorgeous in it as well. Did you notice that they
It looked
really
super cool.
They really upped the resolution and everything in the facial animations, and they turned Ishtola's sass up to 11 at least.
I mean, it's Ishtola, so like it's always at 11. It just kind of gets louder.
So, like, Alphino and Alice have a hot dad, but he has resting bitch face.
Oh, though Scarlet did point out all Kryl was missing.
Yeah,
She's like a consultant.
She's
She
not
gonna
an active trust, but she is still a Scion. Is
She's like a
Tataru in it as
consultant.
well?
Tataru is not in it.
So Tataru was missing as well. So
Were there any carbuncles? Any at all?
no, because Alphino was a sage.
Tataru's an arcanist, or sometimes a miner.
And often other times an airship captain, or at least an airship owner.
It's
Yeah,
been a lot
no.
of things.
And she's also a weaver.
Fair.
I mean, she does make all those pretty awesome outfits. So
Or occasionally brings the things over to the Diamond Forge. Like, she works with others. She is multi-talented.
and she likes to go to wear her little kimono over in Hingashi.
That was cute.
Yes.
But yeah, barmaid, courtier. Like, she
Anyway,
does a lot of things.
yes, but we should continue on because we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
They showed Xenos, the weapon that Xenos picked at the end of 5.5. He did end up picking up the Scythe.
I mean, we didn't even see there was a Scythe in there before. Like, just if the Scythe had been there, that would have been a dead giveaway.
Yeah, but I mean, we were all, pretty sure that was what he was going to pick anyway. I mean, I don't know anybody who didn't think that was the way it was going to go, especially after Yoshida's Reaper shirt,
Yeah.
which he came out in full cosplay of the new job, which is Reaper.
That was intense to see that whole like professionally made, tailored, designed off of game art.
It is good to be the
gotten
boss.
some amazing cosplays. I mean, he came out in the samurai cosplay. He had the
Didn't he do Gunbreaker as well? Yeah.
And then now he's had the new Reaper. Oh,
This is what you get to do when you're the boss. You get to just be like, line item for my awesome costumes.
I wonder if you got to line item those boots from the concert as well last night.
I hope so.
We'll talk about that in a little bit, but oh man. So yeah, the new job is Reaper. You get a frickin' Void Scent familiar.
I wonder if that'll be like the capstone level 80, or I guess level 90 ability.
I hope so.
We'll see. I mean, because
Or is it like your level 60 thing?
well,
Because I feel like
70.
60 is where everybody, well, no, but like 60 is where everybody's job gets like the turn from where it was in Heaven's Word to all of the changes that we did in Stormblood. I
Yeah.
feel like it's because let's be real, you're not going to be playing Reaper at 80 or at 90 every time. You could be playing it at 45. You could be playing it at 62.
Yeah.
So I want to see like where that turning point is in the job, when it was just push buttons, smack with sharp thing, or does it turn into an actual like has mechanics, does stuff job?
Yeah, try
That's fair.
taking Red Mage into Palace of the Dead sometime and see just how differently it plays at level 4.
Yeah, samurai at 50 is a very, very bad job.
Yeah, crazy.
It is reasonable that they did not bounce it around Palace of the Dead. I'm okay with that.
I'm glad. But yeah, this one's going to be sweet. It starts at 70, so we don't have to do the they finally figured out that we're not going to level anything from 1 pretty much ever again.
Yep, it's two-handed scythe is its weapon. And
So
apparently
impractical.
well, I mean,
I'm sorry, scythes are just an impractical weapon. I will die on this hill.
Yes, you will, and you will be in 2 pieces because somebody will cut you in half with a scythe.
Fair.
I mean, I can just see all of the different Ruby Rose cosplays from the Ruby anime. So
Yeah.
or who knows? There's going to be all over.
There's a wealth of options.
Yes. But anyway, I think it looks like a fun job. I believe it's going to share armor with Dragoon, so at least they won't have
maiming gear.
redesign a whole new type of armor to go with it, and somebody's gonna be able to roll on it other than Dragoon. So
I mean, the main thing I was worried about is like, please not another striking job.
Yeah, no kidding. I didn't want to have to share that with 3. It was getting samurai up was rough. Sharing stuff with monk. I feel like Dragoon is a good fit. I also am interested to see that we're sharing gear with Dragoon. It is a two-handed, effectively boiled down polearm style weapon. And we're getting the cool Void Scent Avatar Death Ghost thing. Is Dragoon gonna get a little Wind Drake version ever? Because that would be really cool.
We're thinking about Final Fantasy XI again, are we?
Oh, we are. We so are. I'm in a rabbit hole really bad. I'm trying to get out.
Please look forward to it. I don't know.
Yeah, please look forward to it. It's probably it.
I mean, they went over a few other things. I think one of the really cool bits that we got to see, especially in the new trailer, was when Estinian came in. He came in on a dragon, but it wasn't a dragon that we had met before.
That's one I think we've had named before.
It's been named, yes, but we have not seen Vertra. And so yeah, so now Estinian gets his own dragon. So maybe the other dragoons will too.
I mean, it's still an elder dragon. It's still like its own thing.
Though, yeah, but though I did one thing that I heard them talk about during FanFest was Vertra is actually the youngest of the original brood.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why they deign to pal around or something. I don't know.
We'll have to find out why. They didn't explain why, but they did mention that it is Vertra and it is one of the original brood. So that's kind of neat that they're going to be around in the storyline. Let's see, what else can we talk about that other people haven't already discussed? Seyrr, you were half right about one of the beast tribes.
Woo!
You had said that you thought the naming ways were going to be on the moon, and they kind of are.
Kind of are.
They kind of are.
Like,
I mean,
name's a little different, but maybe they use their naming way powers to rename themselves.
Yeah, they name themselves the Loporits, and they look very much like the naming ways, and they're adorable.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to get my little plush one in my collector's edition.
Oh, fluffy.
Did you notice that Foxclon had one in his pocket during the piano concert? I thought that was adorable.
Like, if I was doing one of these things, I would so be looking for all the opportunities to show off all the cute little things.
There was a lot of cute little things. I mean, Yoshida was going around with the pin that comes with it as well, for Azim.
Gotta build up that hype.
It's a nice. I mean, there's a lot of really nice stuff. Okay, let's take some time and let's talk about what is going to be coming in the collector's edition that they announced at the end of the keynote. So of course we get the box. We get a new statue, which this time is the Paladin. I mean, the last one was the Dark Knight, so we get a nice Paladin with this one, and it's got all the different effects. Like, it looks like it's doing the wings, and it's really nice looking. So that'll look nice up on my shelf. I'm totally not a hoarder.
Because it's going on a shelf.
Yes, because it's going to be, placed and curated.
Here we go. That's what you need. Like, it needs to be purposefully curated, displayed. Otherwise, you're just hoarding stuff.
Exactly. The different art that comes with it is really nice looking. From all the different previous expansions. I mean, you get to kind of see, you get little cards of all of the different Amano artwork. So that's actually really nice. Because the only piece that I don't own, at least as a part of a collector's edition, is the one from A Realm Reborn. That's a really nice looking one too, with the blue and all the different symbols that are a part of it. Because I have the 1.0.
That does remind me, one thing about the trailer that was really nice was they did have the musical stings from all of the other themes. So like you did have Torn from the Heavens, you had bits of like the Stormblood theme, all of the other ones were in there as well. Yeah. So kind of like this really nice culminating thing.
Yep, they're definitely, I mean, because the story is culminating at the end of this expansion. Well, the end of this game, or that we're getting, the base expansion.
Yeah, so, no delaying it out until the 0.3 patch.
I mean, it definitely makes sense that they're going to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the artwork looked really nice. Like I said, little plush Loporrit was really cool. And then the Azim pin, and what else was in there? Was that it?
I feel like there was something else, but I can't remember. Where's the...
I know if you pre-order, you get additional stuff too.
And there's always the digital stuff. I mean, if you look between myself and Seyrr, one of the pre-order bonuses is a wind-up minion. I believe that's Palom.
Oh, yeah.
And then Porum comes with the digital collector's edition. And then
you also get the Menfina earring. That's going to be your EXP booster earring up through 80.
Correct. I've got
interesting
one of those.
That's Menfina. This. Oh no, that makes sense actually. Because Menfina is the one associated with the moon.
Very cool. Of course, Seyrr would know that because he's a librarian.
Woo!
But yeah, and then the other pieces that come with the collector's edition, besides Palom, you get the Death Scythe, and then you get a mount. I forgot what the name of the mount was already.
The Aryan.
There you go. You must be looking it up right now.
I am.
Yeah, similar to the other ones, a mount, a glamour type weapon, and a minion.
Yep. But I think it's nice that they're really doubling down on the Final Fantasy IV with this one. I mean, especially if you look at the stuff we got for FanFest. Edge, Rydia, and Rosa, and then of course the Lunar Whale. Holy crap, you should have seen all the Lunar Whales in Mordona, by the way.
Oh, was it bad?
It was a lot, but it was pretty awesome.
I haven't logged in a while.
It's like the Great Gubu Wall, except in 3 dimensions.
Oh no!
Yep, I mean, it went all the way up around the Aetherites. I mean, so there was a good 3-4 dozen
I remember doing the
more.
Gubu Wall. That was funny.
All right. They did mention data center travel will be coming prior to 6.0, which is kind of nice. So we should see that
give
before.
Give it a little time to work out the kinks on that.
Then the other big thing that we got was a release date. They announced the release date of November 23rd.
Thank God.
So Thanksgiving week.
I was about to say, what day is Thanksgiving this year?
The 25th.
There is a non-zero chance that the first time I log in is going to be in Japan.
Why does that not surprise me?
Crap.
And why am I? And I'm also jealous. So.
Buy a plane ticket. Come with me.
I'd love to, but I probably won't have enough vacation saved up at that point.
True.
I feel like the fact that you're worrying about these types of mundane things means that you've missed the entire spirit of what he is suggesting.
Well, No, I get it, and I just wish I was as free spirited as our friend.
Burn it all
Taliz.
down, Klauss. Burn it all down.
I am not as free on the wind like Taliz.
I mean, I'm pricing out a kanji tattoo on my arm that says Ichigo Ichie. Like, I'm going all in on this methodology of life.
Fair enough. I mean, I would say that overall, our the way we handle life are basically polar opposites.
Yep.
He's just kind of out there doing his thing, and I'm here enjoying my thing. So, not one is wrong, but it's just that we enjoy different. And
But also, one is wrong.
Yeah, yours.
Try to guess which one. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yep, yours.
I mean, in fairness, I am on unemployment, and I don't own a house. But I'm also self-employed, and I hated owning a house. So, could go either way.
Like I said, it's not for everybody. But
Nope.
who's excited for that early access on November 19th?
Me. Maybe. I have no idea. I might forget.
I don't think that we're going to be as bad as we were on Heavensward when we burned through the entirety of the story before the game officially launched.
Dude, that was bad.
Yes.
Yeah, it was myself and Seyrr and Frank and a couple others from the free company at the time, and we just burned right through Heavensward. I mean, I think we were done by Monday.
Memories.
But then again, at that time, I was also unemployed. So
yeah, like it definitely feels more like something to savor at this point.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the amount of work that the devs have put into this game, at the risk of their own lives, even.
Oh,
you can't say stuff like that.
Can we
to
talk
Seyrr.
about that
he
now?
goes on this like weird moral quandary for the rest of the night.
Can we talk about? I feel we need to talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, we're jumping around a little bit, but
a lot happened.
If you guys caught the end of day 2 after the Primals concert, you will have learned, or if you've been keeping, any type of semblance of an eye on social media, that everybody's favorite composer, Soken, was diagnosed with cancer a little over a year ago. And it was at this time that he was in the hospital last year. And he was still working 100% on patch 5.3.
Like, To the Edge was composed while he was in the hospital, wasn't it?
It was. And none of the development team, save for Yoshida, his sound crew maybe, and the CEO, knew.
Like, they wouldn't have been able to visit him anyways.
Yeah, unfortunately, everything was locked down. He wasn't able to have visitors in the hospital, but they were able to work it out where he was able to work from his hospital room. And he produced some amazing music. I mean, 5.3, the culmination of the whole thing on the first.
Yeah. Also, he seems really like the type who wouldn't have wanted people. Like, he seems like the type who would want to lose himself in his work anyways.
Yeah, I mean, now he and I differ on how he probably would have handled the situation, but I 100% understand his motivation. He used everybody's energy, the dev team, the fans, the players. He used their love for the game to keep working hard on, the product so he could feel normal, and then used our energy to help himself beat it. He is currently in remission, and I'm hoping that he stays that way.
It's a matter of time at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing how it works out. Also, we can still get him to actually eat vegetables sometimes, right?
Maybe.
I feel like we should get him to eat
deep fried or tempura battered, maybe, and served from Lawson's.
I mean, honestly, that would still be a step up.
Well, I mean, or maybe just need to sprinkle Limit Break flavoring on it.
Ooh. If they are
Hang
not
on a
already
second,
selling
let me
Limit
look
Break
quick.
for Akake, they need to.
I'm getting my notes out because that's a thing that I'm going to be making because that sounds fire.
It was roasted
or-
garlic flavor or something like that.
Mm.
Well, no, that's what they called their karaage that they had. It was limit break flavor.
Yeah, and oh man, Lawson's Karag. Okay, I gotta nope, not letting myself go down. I won't get anything else done today.
But holy crap! I mean,
It was a very emotional moment.
Yoshida broke down. I mean, he was full on in tears. I guess, you know, I knew that he really was close with a lot of the other developers. I didn't realize how close he and Soken actually were. I mean, he literally said, "My best friend is back."
Yeah,
That was powerful. I mean, I was tearing up during that. And it really made me appreciate all of the stuff that we've gotten in, and it gave a whole new meaning to the music from 5.3. Some of those lyrics were, it's like, damn. I mean, he was
right.
like, wow. It was powerful. I mean, and I strongly recommend that if you can, go back and watch the VODs of the fan fests, or at least, you know, go to the ending portion. I'm sure there's a few videos out there as well that were cut from that you can watch that portion and just see how much this game means to people, not only the players but to the people making it. That's something. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, I found, so I was chatting with some of the other lore mongers, and Moose had some comments about it that I wanted to share.
Please.
There have been a lot of incidents along the way, little or contextual things, that have made me realize, like, we can criticize decisions and wonder if they've thought something through or care about it the same way, but there is no room to question their commitment or love or sincerity for their role. You put some directors on a show floor to meet the fans, and most of them will be like, whew, I survived. My god, I met like 4,000 people. Actual Naoki Yoshida paraphrased quote, I met about 4,000 people, but I've seen the attendance numbers. That means there were also a lot of people I probably didn't get to meet too, and I would like to keep raising that number. This job isn't something he's good at and thrives in, it's what he was made for. I've never met anyone else in his capacity who would go through all that effort and the end of it have their first thought be, man, I really hope nobody here was excited to find me and couldn't. I want to meet them too. And Soken-san is the same. They had to have security following him around, cutting off the lines that formed around him, because he would stop and talk and sign things in hallways, on the show floor, between seating aisles. Also him shouting about the Blu-ray. Buy this! You get MP3 too! There, I said it in English too. Made my night.
He said that about the vinyl as well tonight.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he is amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, just like the sheer love for their role and for what they're doing, and like again, like you can always argue, hey, I would have made this tech decision differently. Hey, I'm not sure they should focus on this, but just you cannot question their devotion to the role.
They're absolutely amazing. I got to meet Soken, and he is 100% that. He is just the most earnest and kind and goofy person. And yeah, he will stop and sign everybody's anything. and take a picture with you too.
Yeah. I think I got a couple selfies with him at one of the fan fests.
Yep, I'm just sad that the one that I got with him was a little bit fuzzy, so I'm looking forward to getting that redone here in 2022 or 23, whenever the next one is. So,
Yeah, when is our next fan fest? Because
have you considered the exciting career path of becoming a professional stalker? Please don't do this.
Yeah, don't listen to Seyrr. All right,
solid advice.
A couple more pieces to talk about from the keynote. We are getting Bunny Boys.
The only thing I'm concerned about is that how people are going to be like, see, we complained enough and we're dicks about it and we got it. It's like, The enthusiasm is what did it. The dickishness did not.
Exactly.
Please don't be dicks about things.
It's the fact that there were people who were earnest and upfront and just kind about how they asked. And those are the ones that got through to the development team. And they also said that we're getting female Hrothgar in the future as well. Yes.
Like, I'm still glad that we got Hrothgar. I feel like, hey, there's a body type there that like people were looking for that hadn't been served, that Hrothgar covered it in a way that Bunny Boys wouldn't have, but okay, the Bunny Boys are cute. I can't argue with that.
I mean, they're basically...
And cute in a different way from the Cat Boys.
They're basically like Korean boy bands with floppy ears.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, the
furries needed more stuff to play with.
All right, so BTS. The B is going to stand for bunny, but what did the other?
Oh.
And then the other piece, before Seyrr gets too deep into that one.
Seyrr is a BTS stan.
Not really. I just grab whatever reference I have to work with to horrify people.
BTS Army / Seyrr. Perfect. Got it.
There's going to be a new data center in Oceania.
This is going to be awesome because all my friends down in like Sydney and Melbourne are like, oh my God, playing is a blast, but it's a pain because servers out of Japan are so limited, and then getting them into Australia is so limited, and now they're going to have something more dedicated to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a lot better.
Yeah.
And we're not even going to lose touch with them because we'll have the data center transfer.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So our pings will suck, but we'll be able to hang out with them as well.
They did it for us, we could do it for them.
That's fair. But yeah, they're hoping that'll be opening by around patch 6.1. COVID has really slowed down the progress on it because they can't send any of their engineers down there. But they are working as fast as they can remotely and working with local installers, and hopefully, like I said, they'll have it tested and raring to go sometime early 2022.
Yeah. And I mean, like, they could have just said, hey, we're going to wait for stuff to open up. It would have been the less expensive way to do things and less of a headache in a lot of ways. So the fact that they are still trying to push it as fast as they can using whatever means, I feel like it just ties back into that whole, like, they really do, like, care.
Absolutely. I mean, they want to make sure that, the largest audiences are properly served by equipment that can make the game experience palatable,
better, playable.
If you're suffering from a 400 or 500 ping, that's going to make things quite difficult, especially when a lot of things are split second timing in a lot of these high-end raids and other instances like that.
A friend of mine from just outside of Sydney was like, yeah, I love playing healers. I'm definitely a support class in those games. She can't play healers in 14 because she's like, why? Everyone dies. Whenever she visits home and she's playing in Hazelbrook, she's just like, I have to play the DPS. Because if you have less than ideal DPS, it's usually not that bad. It's just kind of annoying. But as long as you're not in like top tier stuff, it's usually fine. She's like, tanking is difficult because she gets hit with everything. Healing is basically impossible. And we cannot have all of Oceania being DPS only and running at 85% capacity and hope that it's going to work out. Like, we can't. Like, we can't do that. We need to have them be able to play and be able to play consistently. When I was playing on Moogle earlier this year, I basically transferred to Moogle. I played twice and then waited 3 months and transferred back because it was just completely unplayable. And that was a European server from the west coast of the United States. I cannot fathom trying to do it in an ocean.
Yeah, I mean,
yay, new data center.
Because I would say a lot of the people in Oceania are actually probably either playing on EU or NA servers as well, because there's going to be a larger English-speaking audience.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I know Japan is going to be quite a bit closer, so they get a little bit better pings, but I'm still sure those pings aren't as great as they could be. But now that they're getting their own servers, they're going to be playing just like the rest of us, which will be very nice for them. And it just shows that they really are investing in the future of this game. It's not something that's going to be ending in 6.0. So it's going to keep going for many, many years. anything else you guys kind of want to discuss out of what we got in the keynote? I mean, because we've got new dungeons, we've got new areas. They showed some really cool stuff, but
it's like
honestly, most of it is just like there's a certain amount of cookie cutter stuff that we have to hit because like this is a new expansion and therefore it comes with, and we hit all the boxes. The difference that we're trying to show and the difference that we're trying to share with everybody is that the stuff that we're excited about as the three of us. And one of the ones that I'm pretty sure Seyrr is excited about, and I know that I'm stoked for, is the new Alliance raid.
Oh yeah.
Marriage Savage!
Myths of the Realm, which it has all the symbols in the stained glass.
It looks like a thing at the Sector of the 12, so it's definitely Marriage Savage.
Yes,
and I was like, okay, so it's me in 2012. That's exciting. But I was like, we get to explore kind of in depth what the 12 did, where they fit in history, as opposed to honestly picking a symbol that looked kind of neat at character creation, seeing it again during your ceremony of eternal bonding, and having it make absolutely zero difference whatsoever in anything that you do. But there are definitely some NPCs that will talk about their relationship to Roger, their relationship to Melfina, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of been like a background element for so long.
It's not even a background element. It's the forgotten thing in the pantry that you don't even touch or talk about. You just we set it up, we were super excited about it, and then we did nothing with it for 6 years, 8 years.
Especially since Eorzea is supposed to be a realm of the god, like blessed by gods, yada. Like the worship of the 12 is supposed to be this big thing.
Do you want to know what the 12 are? If we looked by the blessed by the gods that make Eorzea happen, I think Rowena is one of the 12 at this point in the process. I think Tataru is one of the 12 because they're the ones that are keeping the realm going, not whatever stained glass symbol I picked 8 years ago.
Yeah, Godbert, Geralt.
Definitely Geralt.
So getting into Myths of the Realm, we're gonna get to break into what the 12 did in the past that created the 5th and 6th and 7th astral and umbral calamities to get us to where we are, to their relationships with the people that follow them and worship them and listen to them. And once we have that, now all of these little tiny reference pieces that we see scattered and sprinkled across all of Eorzea, all of a sudden they're going to mean so much more. And I'm stoked about it. Yes. We're finally going to have a super cool Alliance raid that is whole cloth written for the game, like they all have been, but it's not like the Tactics or the Near raids that came from somewhere else that we pulled elements and put them together into a new story.
Or even Crystal Tower.
I was going to say Crystal Tower, also very much pulled. This is going to play a little bit more like Void Ark, where we wrote it whole cloth, but instead of Void Ark being 2 stories that fit together of pirates and demons, this is going to be one story of us finding out more about these gods that have blessed Hydaelyn this long.
Yep, I think that it's really nice that they're jumping into that. It'll make, I guess, go ahead.
Especially since as the Alliance raid thing, it's going to be continuing into the later patches. So once we've moved on from the Hydaelyn Zodiac story and we're starting to explore some other aspect of the world or some other storyline, this is going to be something that will need to tie together a little bit with that.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to use to tie it into this new story that we're going to be getting at 6.1. Because that's when the new raid starts. So
we're getting, oh god, I didn't think of that. Yeah, Myths of the Realm starts in 6.1.
Yep.
And that's when we're getting a new, oh god. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, it could really, tie into the new storyline, and that could be really nice.
I'm shitpost predicting it now. Obligatory time travel expansion.
I don't hate that. I want to so badly, and I don't think I can.
Let me make clear just how much I love you both.
You're such a brat. All right.
But yeah, all right. I'm interested to see that as well. Thank you for bringing that up. I almost passed right over it in the notes. So.
And this is why I keep getting attention to detail marked on all my performance reviews.
All right. And actually, it was Taliz that brought it up. So.
What's a performance review? The last time I got one of those, I got fired.
Apparently your performance was not up to a standard. Anyway,
okay, I'm self-employed, so I fired myself.
So let's talk about the piano concert.
Why are you
a little
firing
bit.
yourself? Why are you firing yourself?
YouTube
I don't even know, man. I don't know where that came from.
That was supposed to go somewhere and it just didn't.
All right. So that piano concert.
Oh.
God damn it, Soken. Is all I have to say.
I only saw one clip from any of the concerts.
And was it Soken?
Soken was in it, yes.
Was he? Did he have a pair of automatones?
No.
Did Kaiko look mildly distressed?
No.
Did he have the chicken hat on?
No.
And what are you talking about?
The meme dance where they all had the white pants and the colored polo shirts.
That was in the rock concert.
Oh, was there 2 concerts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
They usually do one that's like a piano concert and then one that's like a Primals rock concert.
Yep.
Ah,
Day 1
okay.
was piano concerts, and then day 2 was the Primals. We'll talk about the Primals here in a little bit, but yes, that was amazing.
They all
stuff.
blend together for me. I heard concert, and that just is one
Fair
thing.
enough.
No, there was one where he was singing, where they were doing Civilizations, the Rock Tika Greatwood music, the Lahi song, where he one-upped his previous automaton performance.
Well,
Kaiko looked very confused about how she should be reacting.
she was
Well,
trying
last time
not to
he
bust
played
out laughing.
himself as an automaton.
But
Oh, well, I mean, I guess technically 3 because he was singing along with the automatones, with the occasional loud shout of Lahi. And then I don't know if he was actually singing the words or if he was like doing an imitation of it, because quite frankly, I don't know the words to that song.
I think he said there were no actual words and the singer just kind of went with it. I could be making that up totally, but that's kind of where I remember hearing about it at one point.
Then in that case, that's definitely what he was doing too.
He was just kind of making loud noises that go with the melody, or he was trying to go with the melody.
I was gonna say he wasn't exactly going with the melody there.
He did his best, guys. Let him.
I don't know about that either.
He did his best.
Oh,
He did his best to make a meme of himself.
And sometimes your best is garbage.
Well, also I remember them talking about that the production crew would not let him practice with his automatones until the concert started.
Wow.
They wanted it to be raw.
They wanted to be bad, is what they wanted.
Well, then they got what they wanted.
God.
I just cannot wait to see what the next concert is going to bring. Because let's see, I don't remember what he did in 2014, but 2016 was the infamous box episode.
I don't think there was anything especially crazy in 2014.
Okay, so he kicked the box in Vegas in 2016. Didn't he? Wasn't the kawaii piano also in 2016?
The toy piano?
Yes.
Yes. Like both of those were part of the same piece, I think.
But yeah, that one, we didn't get that one in Vegas. We just got the box. The mini piano was like in Japan or something.
Oh, okay.
He did the Tomatone in 2018.
And then later was wearing an Inamasu shirt about it.
And now we got double automatones with Lahi. And then right after he finished performing Lahi, use that my careful use of word there, perform.
Mm-hmm.
Keiko decided to play Papaya. And at the end of the song, or towards the end of the song, he escorted out the Moogle costume person and the Alpha costume person while he was wearing the chicken hat from this year.
Yeah.
It was just such a beautiful, sweet, innocent moment.
And he danced. I should
Yeah.
say danced.
Is this also the hard air quote?
It was hilarious. I was dying. It was just amazing.
Oh, as an appreciator of the meme arts, we do not deserve Soken.
No.
And yet we have him. And this is the theological definition of grace.
You're having
You
a
know
week,
I'm not
aren't you?
wrong about this.
You're not. And I'm just like, bro, we're doing a show about video games. You can pull it down
Yeah.
a notch.
But it's Final Fantasy, so this is not entirely out of place.
No, not at all.
But it was amazing.
Stay tuned for later when I get metaphysical.
Nope.
Oh.
Thank you so much for that resub, Nick Nar, and the very enthusiastic Lahi. But the other piece that came out of the piano concert was I thought it was really cool how they brought the vocalist Amanda Ockens into it. She had pre-recorded her vocals, and then Keiko played to it, and that was actually really cool.
I think there was another good story around her. Let me check really fast. We were discussing this somewhere or another.
I know Keiko was talking about how it was very different for her to kind of perform in that way, to have the vocalist, be a recording, and then she was playing with it. But she enjoyed it, and I think that they really did a pretty good job with the production on that.
Yes, apparently Soken encountered her at an Eorzean symphony, and they chatted with each other, and then he just called her up one day to sing for FF14.
Yeah, she was a member of the choir that sang with the Eorzean symphony.
That's
So it's
awesome.
And it's like, hey, how would you like to be the vocalist for this?
She has a really beautiful voice.
She does. It was. I think I did get to listen to one of the tracks that she sang on. Only a clip though.
Yep, they did, I think, 3 different tracks with her, and I thought it was just very well done. Normally I'm less enthused about the piano concert. But this year's it did not disappoint. I mean, it was definitely top notch.
I love him, but I'm the type of person who has his car radio permanently tuned to the local classical station.
Yeah, whereas mine is usually playing, when I'm not playing podcasts, it's playing rock. So let's go ahead and jump into the Primals concert, since we're talking about the concerts right now. And this is where the meme was brought to us live. For those of you
the one instance of a meme being brought to us during the entire event. Yes.
The best instance of a meme being brought to us live during an event.
I feel like I would even debate that one, but let's just go ahead.
Oh, come on.
The dance wasn't long enough, so they had to use emotes, and it was so good.
It was beautiful.
They used the gold dance.
They also used the ball dance.
They used everything, and all of it was meme related, and I want to share it with Bannon so bad, but that man needs like a full-on education about memes.
Okay, so for those of you who may not be familiar with the meme we were discussing, there has been a video of the music from A Long Fall in the Twinning, where there are 4 different people superimposed over gameplay dancing around to the music.
Technically, I think it's the same person, just
Yes.
One with a blue shirt, one with a green shirt, and 2 with red shirts,
Yes.
because light party.
That is a light party, exactly. So what did they do at the Primals concert? They dressed up 2 people in red shirts, somebody in a blue shirt, and Foxclon in the green shirt.
In green.
And they were dancing while they played the song.
The original was one dude, and it's in 4/4 time, so he dances to everything, and it was a looped GIF. So it would start the dance over and over again as it ended. So that was where they got to the I have a great idea. Let's make this terrible.
Yep,
off we went.
They ramped it up to about 1,000, and they added a whole bunch of different dances into it, and it was beautiful.
So good.
I was dying when I saw them come out. They're not, are they? They're not.
Yeah,
Oh my
absolutely
god,
are.
they did.
Here's the best part. They practiced. I want you to imagine and think about these 4 grown-ass men in white chinos and polo shirts practicing this. It's such a wonderful thing.
Can you imagine the uproar? I mean, it would have just been absolute chaos if that had been performed to a live audience.
Next
We would
time,
not have gotten
Manderville Mambo.
They wouldn't have been able to start the song. Everybody would have been laughing too hard.
Yes. It would have been so loud, nobody would be able to hear music or anything. It would just been, oh my God, it would have been just dying. Oh.
Next
That
time,
was
Manderville Mambo.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. They they did the same thing they did the night before, where they brought in the vocalist for a lot of the Shadowbringer songs, and he performed pre-recorded, and the primals played to that. Jason Charles Miller, he's the lead singer for I believe the band is called Godfall. I apologize if that's not correct, but I did not realize that I didn't know that they had gotten somebody outside of the 14 musical community to sing that, but he did a really nice job, and he is not the person I would have pictured singing that.
And yet
he did amazing. So definitely keep an eye on him. That was really cool, and it was just cool that he was so humbled to have been brought into it. He recorded a little message, just saying thank you for the opportunity and all that, and how much he's enjoyed it. So that was really cool. They played the Stratocaster a few times. At one point, there was one song where actually both Soken and the lead guitarist were playing versions of the Stratocaster, and my God, that thing is beautiful when it's being used. One point has purple resin, and then at the bottom of the bass there's blue resin, and embedded in that is crystals, so it just shines. It's got a dark rosewood neck.
Hang on, I have to look this up.
And it has an inlaid meteor symbol in the fretboard.
I mean, let's make no bones about it. Nerds got money now.
But yeah, for $3,500, I mean, I was like, I can't afford this. I can't do. And then I heard it played, and I heard what it did, and I was like, oh.
Like, how is that as a price for a guitar? Like, how much of it is the premium for it, and how much is just because it's a guitar, and a good guitar does cost that much?
Here's the thing: those bodies are handmade.
Yes, an actual legit Strato. Yes.
So
Okay.
I mean, $3,500 is it's a premium price, but it's not that much above. I mean, look, okay,
It's not an unreasonable premium.
Granted,
No, not even close.
what I'm going to quote here is probably not 100%. Well, okay, the reason, if you guys have seen Wayne's World, right? The white Strat that he's like just ogling over. Granted, yes, that was I believe that one was a historical version of the Stratocaster used in Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the exact or if it was just a very similar one, but that was like $5,000-$6,000
Okay.
back in the 90s.
So
No
a
stairway denied.
Right.
Exactly, Nick Nar.
a luthier nearby, he used to be one of the leaders at an old church I went to. He got into guitar building about 4 or 5 years ago. He's kind of made a name for himself. His custom guitars start at $1,300, and he's still basically a nobody. The really like top trim, the one that you really want, he talks to you multiple times and sends you progress shots, the whole thing. Those run somewhere between $1,800 and $2,000, and that's for a nobody building guitars out of a kit.
Right.
My buddy that runs the FC that I'm in Hyperion, he builds guitars as kind of his escapism from life. And he buys just completely busted guitars, ones that are shot, blown truss rods, half fretless, the whole 9 yards. And he rebuilds them and resets them to just a full refresh guitar. He buys them in the $500-$600 range. He sells them in the like $1,500 range. So hearing $3,500 for a Fender Strat when we're used to going to Guitar Center and throwing down $400, an actual Fender Strat off the shelf is going to run you between $2,200 and $2,700. So hearing that it's
Actually,
35,
not that much. I'm on Fender's website right now. I was curious.
How much are they?
Their most expensive Stratocaster is a replica of Eric Johnson's 1954 Virginia Stratocaster, and that's $2,500.
So between 22 and 28.
So their run of the mill ones are going to be around 1,000 or less.
Really, that got cheap.
Yeah, they are a lot less expensive than, but I mean, so it is higher. $3,500 is quite a bit more.
Lot.
But like I said, this is all handmade. You know, it's involving resin pours. There's a lot. I mean, it's got, you know, special electronics with it. You know, that limit break button that basically turns on humbucker mode.
I was gonna say, humbucker in the bridge or separated? I don't know.
Well, like I said, it turns two pickups on.
So yeah, so it would be bridged as well. Yeah, your look 35 is unfortunately about right.
But I
by
mean,
the time you're done,
and it is beautiful, that black body with anyway.
Double resin, custom electronics, custom design, collaboration. Yeah, 35.
Yeah, and individually serial numbered as well.
And there's probably about what 200, 300 of them.
Oh, I don't think you're gonna make that many. You'll probably be lucky if they make 100.
Depends on demand, I guess.
I mean, they're gonna take time to make.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was just kind of curious myself. But yeah, it looks like about $2,500 for a standard bodied Strat is as high as they go, unless you're actually talking about a concert played or one owned by a celebrity or that has
in
some
which
other
case you're
historical
paying
value.
partly for the provenance.
Exactly.
You're paying for absolutely.
Yeah. But it is really cool. But with that, I do want to mention there is going to be an in-game item for this actual guitar. So you'll be able to put it's a housing item, and you'll be able to play it as part of performance.
My immersion. It's probably Magitech. It's fine.
Exactly. So Fender works for the Garlean Empire, confirmed? Kidding. Or it's a side business of Sid's.
You totally know that's something Biggs and Wedge do in their spare time when they're done making the fishing rods.
You're not wrong. But that was pretty cool. But that wasn't the only. Well, actually, we'll talk about some of the other announcements that they.
We
had.
are just all over the place today. It's
know
like
there
we're
are-
excited and there's a lot to talk about.
Let's finish up on the concerts a little bit here. So yeah, that Strat sounded amazing. And apparently Yoshi P can rap. He came out and he sang with Koji on Under the Weight, or rapped along with him. They kind of had a rap battle going. And apparently he has really expensive tastes in clothes.
I mean, we saw the Byakko kimono.
The boots that he was wearing at the end, they were $1,300 boots that he got for the low price of $800.
So he knows how to bargain hunt too.
It's legit.
But with everything that we learned though from at the very end, the one thing that's confirmed is Soken is a goddamn treasure.
Oh, we knew that already.
Yeah. But I mean, this is just like solidifying the whole thing. He is just amazing. 100% amazing. Everything that he went through to continue to bring us, amazing game music. When he could have easily passed it on to other people in the sound development team.
It would have been reasonable to do that.
Mm-hmm. But that's not what Soken does.
No.
Yeah. That said, please take care of yourself, Soken.
There's only one of you, and we like you a lot.
I get the biggest thing that shows though is how everybody handles these types of things differently. I mean, he was actually, like I said, he felt empowered to be able to kind of have some semblance of normalcy.
Yeah.
So,
He would not want people being all like mopey and sad and wailing for him.
I mean, Ishikawa was like just learned about all that when they announced it at the end of the show. She was all like, and I kept giving you all of these requests for these little tiny things that need to be changed in the music and create all this music. Now I feel so bad. He's like, No, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted you guys to keep making me feel like things are normal.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone others it differently, and yeah.
I mean, it makes me, view him a lot differently, but I mean, it's in a positive way.
I do know that a lot of people have been hanging around Costa del Sol in the last 12 hours or so.
Well, yeah, I've seen a few where they've spelled out Soken.
Well, yes, but also south of Costa del Sol is the fate where you kill cancer.
Oh my god. Seriously.
I believe the fate is called It's Not Lupus.
It is called It's Not Lupus.
And so a bunch of people have been thrashing that fate while yelling their feelings into the zone.
Well, I mean,
why not?
Legitimately, fuck cancer.
Yes.
I mean, my dad had cancer. One of my grandmas had cancer. Yeah, cancer sucks. And I had another family member actually, relative, just recently passed from cancer. So yeah, I seriously fuck cancer. So the fact that Soken is now a cancer survivor, cheers to you, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, the fact that he's come back now, I think he's been in remission since about October. So once you hit that 1 year mark, I think is generally that's generally considered like a benchmark for remission.
Yeah, it depends a lot on the individual circumstances, stuff like that. So I wouldn't try to make a specific guess. But
yeah, nope, I haven't heard what the specific type of cancer he had was, so it's hard to say. I mean, each one's going to be a little bit different as well.
Yeah, I would not expect that we'll get details about that.
Unless he's willing to drop them, and I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah. He might decide to tell us, but otherwise...
Okay. So let's talk about the last bit of information. Well, it technically isn't the last bit of information, but it's the last thing that I have notes on for this. We also had a live letter last night. So talking about patch 5.55. We get that next Tuesday, the 25th.
Sooner than expected.
They wanted to drop it this
soon.
week. But they were like, well, we're all going to be tired from FanFest, so we're not going to drop it. We're going to give ourselves some time.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
Don't do a big server patch launch, whatever thingy when you're tired.
Yep. So Tuesday, May 25th, we're going to get patch 5.55, which is going to be part 2 of the story leading up to Endwalker.
Yeah.
They also laid out. Go ahead.
Finish setting that stage.
And speaking of setting the stage, they also set the stage for the rollout of events coming up between now and the launch of Endwalker. In July, we're going to get the Make It Rain campaign.
So happy they did this, by the way. Just the fact that it's like, hey, since there's nothing to do till November, here's a list of stuff to do every month. So please continue logging in.
Yep. Sometime in June or July, we're going to get patch 5.57, which will be a quality of life update. Sometime between July and August, we're going to get patch 5.58. Which at that point they're hoping to have the data center visit ready to go.
That would be cool to see that launched and worked on, and all of the rough parts worked out before 6.0.
Yep, that's exactly what they want.
There's going to be some rough shit with something like that.
And I mean, there's time. I mean, if you're looking between August and November, I mean, it could drop any time between there. They're going to make sure that everything is ready to go before they release it.
Oh, for sure.
So, and then August, there's going to be the Moonfire Fair and the Rising.
Excellent.
September is when Noctis is going to return with the Final Fantasy 15 collaboration, for those of you who missed getting the Regalia the first time. And I don't know about you, I actually enjoyed those fights. I thought they were fun.
It was an interesting variation. Also, I just kind of like the costume.
The costume is very good for glamour. The boots and gloves especially are very good for glamour.
And Chili's pointing out that they didn't announce anything about a Halloween event.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
Well, maybe
And I mean, like the last Halloween event was trimmed down a lot as well.
it's very
Honestly,
close to the release of the expansion, so I'm okay with that.
I would be happy if our Halloween event was, we were so busy we couldn't do an event. Isn't that silly? And it's just nothing but like reused assets and just text boxes.
Well, you
and
know
they
what?
just give us something.
Just open up the Hawk Manor.
Yeah.
Don't
Just
need any
open
new
everyone-
story. Just open up Hawk Manor and let us do the silly games in there. I would be
I'd
okay,
be okay with that. I was like,
Jinx.
our event this year is we don't have time for an event. Talk to this dude if you want to go to Hawk Manor. Here's a dumb hat, and we just leave.
Yep.
I'd be fine with that.
And then they said there will be a media tour coming up as well.
Oh, for all of the 6.0 stuff.
Correct.
Sweet.
So, hopefully we'll hear something about, about that. Maybe somebody we know will end up getting an invitation to it, and we'll be able to spill the beans with us when they're allowed to. So, or who knows?
When you're allowed to.
Yeah. Or who knows? Maybe we'll get invited. Haha, right.
Maybe someday.
I can dream, can't I? I mean,
Someday.
maybe we can send Seyrr. He's pretty close to LA.
I have people I could visit.
I mean, that would be freaking awesome if we ended up getting an invitation. Hint. But I promise Seyrr will be on his best behavior.
I feel like that's not much of a promise.
Well,
Wow.
it's Taliz that I can't be sure of.
I'm always on my best behavior. My best behavior is just deplorable.
That's true, and that's the problem. Anyway, so they talked about a little bit about the upgrades or the additions to the Save the Queen. New battlefields coming along with increase in the resistance rank. We get a new
Merit points.
merit point parties. Anybody? They did say that the weapon, once it's fully unlocked, will be slightly better than the Savage weapon, but I think that's mainly because it has 5 materia slots.
The open 5 materia slots is.
Mhm.
I will happily take a lower eye level and even lower stats just because you can hit all of those.
Well,
You can hit your wildfire windows, you can hit your inner release windows a lot better with 5 slots.
it will be same eye level, so which would be nice. But I still have to get all of my stupid memories or those those artifacts. I have 2 of 15. I'm a little bit behind.
If you want to run Delubrum Regine with me sometime, I use essences.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. So, mostly healing ones because, yeah. So I did run it, and I think for the first time in a long while, I didn't die. It's tough on some of those runs to not die, and not always your fault for dying, but it is what it is. It just, do you actually get 1 per run, or is it 1 per day?
1 per run.
Okay, so I could run it 15 times if I wanted to and get all of them and not have to wait 15 days.
Correct.
Oh, that's just such a long, busy dungeon, though.
Yep.
That's my only concern about it. I did try to start doing a little bit of Palace of the Dead. I got up to floor 90, I think. And
Yeah, the rate on that is a bit lower, so
it's not guaranteed until you hit 150.
Yep.
And to do that, you have to be in a static.
Or really good at soloing.
Or really good at soloing, yes. So I guess
I mean,
I'd have
there's
to
the
be in a
achievement for
static.
getting all the way to floor 200 solo.
But yeah,
Just frankly terrifying.
Yeah.
there's a lot of good people at this game.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think Gunbreaker is the preferred job if you're trying to do that right now.
Is Gunbreaker not red?
Yeah,
It was red for a long time.
it was red for a long time, but Gunbreaker is durable. It has the self-heal.
Okay.
It's
it's a little
fairly
bit easier to
DPS-y
do.
for a tank class.
I was gonna say it's better DPS than Paladin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Though reading in the chat, I am happy to see that I am about as far along or a little further along than some of the others. So I'm not the only one who finds the grind. I think I just got burnt out on the fate grinding for the previous step.
I'm at like 1 out of 15 right now. If I had been putting any effort in, I would have been, but like I just haven't.
Yep.
That may be something that I start doing a little more during the summer, especially when some of the library stuff calms down.
Fair enough. That, and I also know that I would love to do them with you guys, but unfortunately, it seems like when I'm on, you guys are still at work, and by the time you get online, I'm ready to go to bed.
We should talk later.
We should
Move
talk
to the West
later.
Coast.
No.
Move to the West Coast.
I like where things are affordable.
Move to the West Coast. It'll be fine.
Are you going to pay for my stuff?
I'll pay for the amount of stuff that you need.
I'll stay here.
From him, that's worrisome.
I got $9. You'll be fine.
I'm glad you think so highly of me there, Marvelous.
Dude, I'm giving you 9. I only gave myself 5.
You're already wearing clothes, so you're set on that front.
True.
Moving on.
Run away.
PS5 service officially launches on patch 5.55. So it's going to be out of
now
beta.
I need a PS5.
Well, if I move to the West Coast, I'll be bringing mine with you. So
there we go.
Hey man, just work in Seattle doing the same thing you're doing now. You'll make 3 times the amount of money. You'll be fine.
As I'm paying 4 times as much for the house.
He thinks he'll have
cheap.
a house.
They're only like 1.1, 1.2.
Chili. Now we're up to 10 because he donated $1. Oh, Chili, we love you.
You're the best. We miss you, bud. It was good having you the other day.
It was very nice having you join us on the last episode. Thank you so much. So what else? They did mention that there are a few extreme trials that if you desynth the weapons, you don't get any crafting materials to make the new craftable items for those based off of those trials. They're going to be changing that. So there will be a chance to get something out of those desynths now.
Neat.
So that'll be nice for those who like to...
Yeah, there's quite a few of them where it's like I would get them when doing Wondrous Tales. It's like, okay, I guess I get some more crafting materials for this at this point.
Yeah, it'll be
but
nice.
Having some of those be more accessible would be nice.
Yep. Aside from that, it's basically going to be another standard 0.55 patch. You know, we're going to be building up to the big conclusion and preparing for the next expansion. So, and there's also going to be a lot of quality of life stuff coming. So please look forward to it. Like I said, I really wasn't expecting it to come this soon. I was thinking sometime next month, honestly.
Right?
I mean, I'm okay with it. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah.
So we'll have some new stuff. But I mean, not like I have anything to level now. I actually did get my one thing I forgot to mention at the top of the show. I did get Blue Mage to 70. Finally.
Nice.
Dang, dude.
So yeah, every job right now is at its max level.
My Blue Mage is still 62.
Okay. All right, I need to read something in chat here. Chili is throwing out some wild speculations for Endwalker. Number 1, with Final Fantasy X lore, Anima is Seymour's mom. Sorry, spoilers.
I don't think you need to apologize for spoilers on that one. Final Fantasy X is like...
But he's going to say that Anima is actually Xenos' mom in the Final Fantasy XIV version.
Oh. That would be a... Huh. That's an interesting idea.
All right, and then 2...
I mean, still questions, but okay.
God damn it, Chili. The Prima mounts are going to be rabbit-based.
Ooh, yes, please.
I'd be okay
I want
with
more
that,
fluffy
actually.
bunnies.
Well, I mean, we are getting bunny boys, and we are getting Loporrits on the moon. I mean, there's not... I don't think they need to add bunny mounts. I mean, there's going to be enough people mounting bunnies as it is on the Crystal Data Center.
I hate that was where my brain went before you went there because, oh my god.
because we think too much alike in some ways.
I was just thinking about how I used to be one of the rabbits socialized at the Humane Society, but you two can be degenerates.
Yay, we're degenerate! I don't know which direction to high five.
High five! Woo! Anyway.
We're sorry. Not really.
Not sorry.
Are you, though?
No.
I said not really.
Not at all. But, one of these days, on a future episode, we'll have to have our wild, baseless speculations and what we think is going to come in the new expansion. But I think we've talked enough about what's been coming up, and what we've experienced. So at this point,
I just want to throw in that Labyrinthos, calling it now. That's the Charlotte and Geo front. The twins' dad is going to tell Alphino to get in the Ava. So much love. Much love.
I will drive down there to smack you with a fish. I swear to God. Anyway.
Bad Seyrr. Well, I mean, the place is underground, so...
There's still a lot of possibilities. I'll save more of that for when we start doing rampant speculation because we're bored.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of stuff coming up. I mean, I would assume that in the next episode we may be starting up with the soundtracks again, depending on what we end up getting. I mean, we might talk about. No, actually, we might be talking about patch 5.55. We'll have to see.
God, 5.55 and tricking the two of you into doing 4-job Fiesta with me.
Ooh. I mean, I kind of want to see how you're going to trick me into it. I'm down for it, but I want to see what you do here.
Okay.
Excellent. It's like when you like a magician is going to be performing a trick that you know how it's done. Like, you still watch it to see a trick performed well for the artistry of it.
I'm going to roll a 1 trying to do this, and it's going to be a mess, and I can't wait.
Excellent.
Anything else that you guys want to throw in there?
As of today, I'm honestly just stoked that we're finally seeing movement towards this expansion. We have a release date. It's, we're used to July, but obviously the last year and a half has been weird. So now it's November. That does put an interesting twist on. They said that this is going to be the new development cycle just because of where timelines fall. And that means that 7.0 is also going to be in November, which puts it right in front of the holiday season. So as if we don't already get a whole new influx of people with new expansions anyway, plus we get a bunch of new holiday players, now we're going to have that times 2. So December, January, every other year is going to be absolutely slammed on servers.
Well, November, December, January now, so...
Yeah.
It's going to be...
Going to be a lot.
I mean, it'll be nice because there are a lot of time. Actually, no, it's not going to be nice because we're going to end up having a lot more dead times throughout the year.
We're going to have a lot of dead time throughout the year. We're also going to have a lot of, I know that a lot of crafters, even the people that craft casually like I do, a lot of us will go around with level 6, level 10, level 15, and level 20 gear. And we'll just hang out in areas where those quests are, so that when we see people that look like they swallowed a box of crayons, we're just like, hold on, hold still, come here. Like, here's some actual gear so that you don't go off and die to a goblin or something. Like, we're helping out the new players, and we do it usually at Christmas time.
Also,
that's here's some thing.
Also, here's some glamour prisms and something that looks decent. Talk to that lady. Put these things in your dresser. You'll thank me later.
Exactly. But the most thing that I'm trying to get to is you still have the level 1 boots or whatever, and you're level 12 or 13. It's like, no. Here's your hard leather Caligay. Like, we need this stuff. And that's something that a lot of us were doing in December time. Now that's going to be even more potent because we're going to have a whole ass expansion that we're trying to play. Plus, we want to support all the new players. But if all the new players log in and all of us are level 90 or 80 plus, 90 plus, like it might be discouraging to those new players. So that's my bigger concern, is making sure that we encourage new people to continue joining the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in general, this community has been good about that kind of thing. Like, I have friends who did start like in the last couple months, and even though I haven't been able to be as around for a lot of it, from what they say, the community is still pretty damn welcoming, and they've been really surprised at it. So that just feels like it's enough in our nature that I don't expect it to change anytime soon.
I hope so. I hope we're able to keep it up.
Yeah, like the exact way in which it happens may vary, but I don't expect the fundamental parts of it to change.
Yep. Shake in the chat saying that his friend just asked about joining today, so there we go.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
And if they need help and they're on the Primal Data Center, they can always reach out to us.
Yeah,
We're more than happy to help out. So,
also, Chili, I didn't get the collector's box yet. I'm going to get the digital one anyway, so there's no reason for me to get it early.
But yeah,
I'm just trying to have less things.
For those who are upset that the collector's box sold out in like an hour, I wouldn't be too worried. I believe this happened in the past, and they did end up releasing more. So just keep your eyes out. I think there is a waiting list you can sign up for if you are interested in it, and you will get emailed once it becomes back in stock. One nice thing that they did do is that anybody who got multiple orders in, it is limited to one per person. So any multiple orders that are going to the same address will be canceled.
Awesome.
And if they actually paid for it, like you can actually debit it right away. I did that with mine just to make sure it was all taken care of. But if they debit it, they'll refund it back. So you will not have a bunch of people who are hoarding a number of these.
Good, because screw those people.
Yeah, I mean, we have enough people, basically scalping stuff nowadays with consoles and graphics cards and bots, buying up everything.
Right.
We don't need that for our digital or for our collector's editions. So, but yeah, if you haven't yet gotten it, just sign up for the waiting list, and you'll be able to get yours, I'm sure, if you want it. I also want to throw out a thank you to somebody who anonymously donated $25 to our Extra Life campaign today. So thank you so much for that. It's greatly appreciated. I know I've been kind of quiet with the Extra Life this year with everything going on. It hasn't been on the forefront of what I need to do, but Shake throw in there, it was me, so it wasn't very anonymous anymore. But thank you. Oh, you couldn't log in. We appreciate that. Sorry the stinger didn't go off. We normally have an alert go off whenever anybody donates to our Extra Life, because we want to make sure to thank those who do donate to assist us, so and help the kids. Speaking of Extra Life, I do actually also need to basically take care of that whole stretch goal that we had when we hit our 11, when we hit the point we did where I have to play Final Fantasy X too. So that will be coming. That will be coming. I have not forgotten.
Does this mean you're going to go back into streaming every once in a while?
Eventually, yes. Once I feel that.
And you're going to go for the 100% completion so you can get the mascot dress sphere, right?
I'm going to play the game, and you're going to be lucky to get that. I'll play
the
it for a
Moogle
while.
Beam.
I'll play it for a while. We'll see how it goes.
How will you fire the Moogle Beam?
You can fire the Moogle Beam.
Just a job-based game.
I fired the Moogle Beam so many times, and I would yell "fire the Moogle Beam" pretty much every time. It was glorious.
Oh my!
Okay, I mean, yes, it did sound like.
That's what she said.
Why are we ruining Moogles?
What he has done wrong.
Pure innocent Moogles. Why are we ruining them?
Hi. Welcome to Phoenix Down Radio.
Well, now
where we apparently ruin Moogles now.
And Chili has turned it up to
Chili.
11, and I also fired the Moogle Beam.
Oh.
I love you guys. I really do. And like I said, I do plan on getting that, playing that this summer. We'll probably try and do at least a weekly stream on that, if not twice a week, depending on what my schedule looks like. But we will get back into odd streams. We won't do everyday streams like we had in the past. We'll probably try and set up 2 or 3 days a week, maybe. And I want to get these two yahoos involved as well, as much as possible.
But I've been wanting to do that for so long. I have so much random cool stuff.
You make me wake up before noon. Ugh.
Aww. But yeah, so
We
those
can talk about Ludo narratives. Everyone likes Ludo narrative.
All right, but that's kind of where we're at with that. And like I said, we may start into the soundtracks again soon. Like I said, next episode may end up being our spoiler-free impressions of 5.55. If and depending on how long that goes, we may end up having some time to jump into part of disc 1 for Final Fantasy 9. We'll kind of see how everything goes. But beyond that, is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about before we wrap up?
I'm good from here.
I'm assuming Seyrr's okay then as well?
Chili is spelling Ludo narrative using Lude with a W, and it's breaking Seyrr, so I think he might be busy for a minute.
Okay, Rory is saying that she doesn't see a waiting list. I'm hoping, a lot of times when something sells out, they will put one up, so I'm hoping that changes.
Seyrr's computer just shit its pants, so...
Oh, okay, so
he's gone.
Hopefully he
Bye,
comes
Seyrr.
back.
We'll see you in a bit.
That makes sense. All right, should we vamp a little bit and wait for him to come back, or
It might be a little while.
he's got an SSD, so he might not. It shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, Chili broke Seyrr's computer. Confirmed.
There we go.
See, that wasn't so long.
Yeah. No, like you've seen my computer specs. You can guess how it starts up.
Yeah, like I said, you've got an SSD in that thing, and it's got a 1080. It's a pretty nice machine.
Yes,
all right, so
I am very pleased with it.
You're back in time to wrap this up. So
Yay!
If there's nothing else, that will do it for this episode, guys. If you liked what you heard, please make sure to like, subscribe, or follow us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, or whatever your preferred podcatcher is. We're actually on most of them. By the way, if there's one that we're not on that you would want us to see us on, let us know so we can sign up for it. And if possible, leave us a rating or review, because it lets us know how we're doing and helps other people find our show. If you really dig the show, you can consider subscribing here at twitch.tv/PhoenixDownRadio and get access to a bunch of subscriber-only badges and emotes. We have a lot of cool ones that we've been working on, and the more people we get to subscribe, the more emotes we can have available for you guys to use. So that would be pretty cool to unlock all of the emotes that we can get available, and then you can have all of the cool ones to use in the chat. And if you really dig the show, you can consider going out to patreon.com/PhoenixDownRadio, like our benevolent overlord, Rory Fenrir. All the proceeds we get go towards growing the show, cover hosting costs, help us to improve some of our equipment, and help us do some fun things as well. We are getting close to 1,000 followers here at Twitch, and I do have some ideas for giveaways. So the sooner we get to that, we might have some fun stuff that we can do with that. Also, I was also thinking maybe in one of the next episodes we should do a lunar whale giveaway.
Ooh.
I'd be down.
But how do we want to do that? Should we maybe think about it and come back with it in the next episode?
We absolutely should.
Okay, because it would take us way too long to kind of think up with something right now, and it's kind of late in the episode.
Correct.
But make sure to tune in next week then to find out what our giveaway is going to involve. We'll have a lunar whale, and I think we'll also do 3 other prizes of a minion each.
I'd be down.
Works for me.
All right, so tune in for that, guys. That's the kind of stuff that you get by helping support us at either here at Twitch or at Patreon. But any kind of support, whether it's emails, likes, tweets, retweets, all of that, we really enjoy that. We love interacting with you guys, and it's just a blast. you guys are the best, and we want to keep hanging out with you. So if you want to check out our backlog of episodes, if you're just joining us new, we have 144 plus other episodes available out at phoenixdownradio.com. You can email us questions, suggestions, or just tell us how awesome we are at podcast@phoenixdownradio.com. You can hit us up on Twitter at PHXDNRadio, or you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/PhoenixDownRadio, and follow us there. You know, maybe one day we'll post some more stuff out there, but if we get more people interested in stuff out there, maybe we'll post about our giveaway coming up. So
be good.
It's definitely a good place to do social stuff, right? So how about you guys?
For me.
Do you have shout outs and things like that?
I have shout outs. A couple. Shout out one is to Pyrocats, who went on a mini vacation with me, and it was super awesome.
Yay!
Shout outs to Shake for joining us in the chat for like all of 10 seconds the other night while we were watching some live stream stuff.
Well, you weren't watching it and you were driving instead?
I was driving, yep. Shout outs to Alex Main and Alan Kenny from KupoCon, who have been really good at making sure that my forgetful self continues to get the news about 14 as quickly as humanly possible.
And how can people find you if they want to?
You can't. I have nothing, honestly.
Nothing.
You can find me on
actually
Instagram.
here.
You can find me on Instagram at Marvelous Tofu. I post every couple of months. Yeah. See you there.
You're going to look away from the screen, and when you look back, it'll still be showing the room, but Taliz won't be there. You'll blink, and the house won't be there, and it'll be a webcam over an empty field. And then it'll be like, who the hell set up the camera? And then you'll blink again, and your computer will be gone. It'll be weird.
Seyrr, have you been reading a lot more Philip K. Dick again?
Yes.
I wouldn't say more.
God, too much then.
How about you, Seyrr? What do you have for shout-outs?
Oh, so shout out to my mom for coming and visiting and getting to see you for the first time in well over a year. It was really nice. You are almost certainly not watching this, which is why I can actually say nice things about you. Like, we went to Mother's Day brunch, and like, there were actually reasonable, there weren't even lines because I was able to make a reservation. And we went to that mac and cheese restaurant that I really like, and it was just really nice in general. It felt not quite normal, because I don't think we're ever going to have normal, and also old normal was kind of bad and broken, but it felt like regular and reasonable and a little weird for lack of familiarity, but it was nice. Similarly, shout out to my friend Jason, who decided I had not been eating well enough lately and wanted to play mom friend and brought over an entire quiche.
Excellent.
Quiche is good.
With quinoa and garlic sauteed kale. It was actually really good.
Sounds
and a Parmesan crust. No crust, just like used Parmesan for it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like the texture. Oh man, I got so many breakfasts out of it, and it was so good, and the flavor of garlic just lingered in a really good way.
Plus all the umami.
Yeah. And it was like had plenty of protein in it, so it was a really good start to the day.
And fat.
I should make jam. Anyways,
how do you get that out of and fat?
It's Seyrr. That dude can build a bridge from point A to point F anywhere. It's kind of intense.
Yeah, going through G and L as well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
if you rearrange those, you can spell flag or golf. The mini golf video game that showed up in Golf Story. I will stream of consciousness for hours, and you can't stop me. The best you can do is turn off the camera.
Mute.
I could mute, but it's actually kind of entertaining, so we do kind of need the entertainment value. He's good for one. He's good for something every once in a while, you know.
Control click and user.
And how can people find this stream of consciousness of yours?
So I occasionally throw stuff onto Twitter. You can find me on there at FF14 Seyrr. That's FFXIV SEYRR, where you will find alternating between posting stuff of pictures of stuff I occasionally cook, posting funny things I found at the library, and occasionally dunking on some of the other lore mongers. Or they dunking on me. It's like a circle of love and dunking.
Well, I think they can dunk on you because they were on the FanFest stream and you weren't.
Yeah, we were razzing Moose about missing that one phone a friend.
I will go back and watch Who Wants to Be a Gillionaire because it looked interesting.
I mean, yeah. Also, in his defense, that was obscure as fuck. Like, I would not have gotten that one.
But you would be proud of me. I did the one question that I did actually end up skimming over as I was trying to get to the concert was about the order of the titles in Garlemald from highest to lowest. I got that one right because it's all alphabetical.
Reverse alphabetical.
Yeah. Well, if being it was highest to lowest, yes.
Yes.
But yes, I got that one correct. So.
Yes.
But excellent.
This is the longest ending sequence of all time.
No, it's not.
No, not even
close. And I want to shout out these two yahoos on either side of me for always being here, except for when he's not, Seyrr. You weren't feeling good, I understand.
Yeah,
so,
I am doing a lot better right now.
I'm glad to hear it. Though, it was hard to fill your shoes. Chili filled one of them because that's about how big he is.
I was about to say, is that like a tiny Lalafell joke? That feels like a tiny Lalafell joke.
Well,
it also is a tiny Ben joke.
Yeah,
that's also an option.
True.
Yeah.
But it was amazing I'm glad to have both of you back as much as we love having Chili on, it is still nice to have, Seyrr to shit post with. And I think we all have a really good rapport with each other. So it definitely makes the show our show. Shout out to my moms, had a good time, hanging out with my birth mom over the weekend, and then seeing my mom on before Mother's Day to give her gift. It was a lot of fun with that. Shout out to the local brewery who've been having some amazing food trucks lately. Went in this morning and actually technically it was noon, but it felt like morning because Sunday always feels like morning, doesn't it? And
yeah.
I was hoping they sometimes will have like breakfasty, brunchy things for this particular truck, but unfortunately didn't have any. But I ended up getting a really tasty jerk pork Cuban sandwich.
Ooh.
With some really tasty kettle chips. So that was really good. And I had a really good
I really
Philly.
want to learn how to make kettle chips.
You take potatoes, you slice them, and you fry them.
Okay,
yes.
but I want to learn to make good kettle chips.
Practice.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
That is practice.
There's probably at least some amount of technique. I know how to make vinegar powder, so I could make salt and vinegar flavor kettle chips. Do you not like salt and vinegar flavor?
I don't like vinegar.
That's fair.
There's three vinegars I don't mind. Malt vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and rice wine vinegar. Because they're not quite as harsh.
God damn it, now I want fish and chips. Like, malt vinegar is the right one for fish and chips.
It's just really good. Anyway, continuing on, I also had a truck that had some really tasty Philly sandwiches. I haven't had a really good Philly in a long time, and this was pretty tasty.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go, because obviously we're not gonna end the episode anytime soon.
Nope, I'm just finishing up right now, so... if you want to follow me, you can check me out on Twitter at PHXDN_KLAUSS. I'm trying to post more, so follow me out there, and also make sure to follow the show account because I'm trying to post more with that as well. So for my co-host Seyrr Tomono, for Taliz Marvelous, I am Klauss Nightbringer, wishing everybody a wonderful evening. Thank you again so much for joining us, and we will catch you on the next episode. Take care.
Phoenix Down Radio is a production of PhoenixDownRadio.com and Illusion Productions. Final Fantasy XIV and Eorzea are trademarks of Square Enix. In-game content for Phoenix Down Radio is the copyright of Square Enix. Opening music for Phoenix Down Radio is provided by Guilty Gear Rock You. Check out the Metal Chocobo theme cover and many other music videos at youtube.com/Guilty Gear Rock You. Closing music for this episode is provided by Guitar Wanker 90. Please check out their full version of Matoya's Cave and other rock video game covers at youtube.com/Guitar Wanker 90. The views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of Phoenix Down Radio and its hosts and do not reflect the views of Square Enix.